I'm really excited about the conversation we're going to have today about when to ponder. It's one of my favorite words before making big decisions. I need to say this up front because we don't talk about it enough. The skill and the ability to ponder really, really matters to you a lot. Not the overthinking kind, not the spiraling kind, but the kind where you slow down enough to let your own wisdom actually speak. She does have a voice because you already know more than you give yourself credit for, right? You do. I know you know this. Life has taught you a lot of things. You have so many experiences. You've made mistakes. You've recognized patterns in your thinking. They're all data. That's stuff that you have learned in life. Pondering is where that wisdom finally gets room to surface. We live in a world that rewards fast answers and constant motion. But wisdom doesn't shout. It waits. And if you never slow down, you'll keep outsourcing your decisions instead of trusting what's already inside you. Stillness can feel uncomfortable because it tells the truth. But that's exactly why it's necessary. If you want to live intentionally and stop settling, you have to create space for your wisdom to show up. Not someday, now. And if you didn't already know this, I want to challenge you to start thinking this. Let's start today. It is okay to not make a decision just because everyone expects you to. Not because you're unsure, but because some decisions deserve time to breathe. Right? You need to take a breath sometimes before you actually answer something. There is quiet pressure, you know this, to respond quickly, to have an opinion, to know exactly what you think immediately. You know this. We're living in a world that just demands it. But in this case, speed is not a marker of wisdom, especially when a decision will affect your everyday life. Fast decisions are often made from emotion, habit, or discomfort. Clear decisions are made after the nervous system settles and understanding has had time to form. That is where pondering comes in. Pondering is not hesitation. It is just a strategic pause that moves you from reaction to clearer thinking. Pondering is a life strategy. I know it's one I use every day. So let's believe it and let's talk about it. When I'm presented with an idea I haven't considered before, I don't rush to adopt it and I don't shut it down. I ponder it. I think about it quietly. I bring it into conversations. I do. I bring it up in discussions. I ask people that I trust. I need another perspective. I write about it. I like to write. It helps you get your thoughts organized. I go looking for more information. I will research it. I might listen to a podcast. Sometimes I test it in my own life. I'm like, okay, I think it's worth my time to see if it could work, right? Pondering doesn't mean agreement. It means respecting the idea enough to understand it. And whether the final answer is yes or no, the decision is made from knowledge instead of reaction. That space between hearing an idea and deciding what you do with it, right? That is where better decisions are made. So how do you know when pondering is the right move for you? There are definitely some strong indicators that I'd like to talk you through 4 of them. So number 1, when an idea makes you uncomfortable. Yep. When you hear something and kind of you get that little pit in your stomach, you're not sure of it. Discomfort really is a clear signal that it's time for you to pause. There's something about what you heard that doesn't sit right with you. When an idea challenges an existing belief, the brain reacts quickly. There's an urge to dismiss it, discount it, or even shut it down. The reaction isn't a flaw, it's neurological. Your discomfort often protects certainty, but not truth. Pondering allows the emotional response to settle so evaluation can happen without reacting. You're no longer deciding from that discomfort, but after it, after you've worked your way through it. Here's another way that pondering could work for you. when a decision affects your daily life, right? If it's going to affect what you do daily, you should ponder it. Some decisions can quietly shape your days and how you feel. Routines, boundaries, habits, beliefs. These decisions may not feel dramatic, but they deserve more than speed. You are not running a race in your own life. Pondering asks a better question. How would this actually live in my real life? Not in theory, not in a book, not based upon what somebody else said, not an ideal version of a day, because do they really even exist? But in real mornings, real energy levels, and real responsibilities. Clear thinking comes from integration, not urgency. I love that. Think about that. Okay, a third way that pondering might work for you. When it feels super exciting and way too quickly. Like, oh my goodness, this sounds great. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. I'm not sure how great it is. And then you feel uncertain. And because it's really an emotional response, you can have excitement about an idea, but when you ponder it, you can settle into deeper questions that might surface, like things like, is it sustainable? You know, what would it require over time? Is it just really a one-off? What would need to change for it to work? And because things don't just happen, a shift after reflection isn't doubt. It's just you being deeper in your own understanding. Okay. And then a fourth one could be, when haven't you tested the idea? Let me rephrase that. You've got a new idea. Okay. You should test it. Have you done it? Yet ideas often sound good before they meet real life, right? I've said in many meetings in a corporate world, they're like, we should do this. And then you try it and you're like, it's a really bad idea. Pondering does turn big decisions into small experiments instead of committing fully. You can just test gently. Try the habit before building your entire life around it. Don't blow it up. Don't blow your life up. Just try it. Explore a belief before letting it define your choice. Small tests reduce regret and increase clarity. Pondering doesn't delay action. It just makes it wiser. Pondering is your owl. Okay, so what is pondering? What isn't it? Now, here's a distinction that really matters. Pondering isn't about thinking harder or second-guessing yourself. It's about applying what you already know. Your experiences have trained you. You know what works and what doesn't, and what patterns you can repeat and ones you shouldn't, where you tend to ignore your own signals, right? Pondering pulls that information forward on purpose, and then you have to deal with it. Remember, it's data. You're not reacting like you're driving on autopilot, okay? So pondering is actually intentional. It's curious. It's time aware. It's action oriented. And it's not avoidance, overthinking, indecision. Every thoughtful pause has direction. Pondering always moves you toward an informed decision, even when the answer is no. So this is where wisdom starts to change how you live your life. Worry makes everything feel urgent and heavy. Pondering shows and slows you down just enough to remember what you already know and choose your next move on purpose and faith. Even in small doses, is trusting that you don't have to figure everything out all at once. You're meant to live in the moment you're in, not the ones you're afraid of. When you do that, decisions get clearer, your nervous system settles, life feels so much more grounded. It's not complicated, it's just a better way to live. Now, who wouldn't want to do that?